Hello and welcome to this episode of Success Synergy Show. I will be doing a solo live today, and this is for the benefit of mainly my Indian audience so that they can understand all the principles that are being discussed over here. I will be doing solo lives from time to time. In fact, I have decided that I will do them every week. So tune in and just benefit from the great information that will be up ahead. If you want, you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then you will be getting all the updates about all the shows that will be upcoming. So today's topic is the top 10 mistakes that networkers do on digital media platforms, and these include the social media platforms also. I'll just mute my mobile phone. Sorry, I forgot to do it before going live. Anyway, the this topic is very dear to my heart because most of the people are interested in who are actually interested in building a business. Not everybody who is present on the social media or on the digital media platforms, but the ones who are really interested in building a business, they need to understand that certain mistakes are absolutely avoidable and they should not be made. But in the absence of this knowledge, most of the people just keep on making these mistakes over and over and over again. And since it doesn't make any sense, the whole idea of networking fails, and the intentionality with which they want to go forward and actually contact somebody just doesn't work. So, in the long run, the social selling ideology or social selling dreams that they have, they don't fructify. And that is one very important cause for concern if you are really interested in building a business. If you are on the social media and other digital platforms only for fun and entertainment, then it is perfectly all right. You don't need to attend this show. But if you are interested in networking using the digital media platforms, especially the social media platforms, then this is an absolute must attend episode for you. I'll start sharing my screen because there's a little bit of presentation that I've created, and I'll just put it up on the screen in a moment. I'm not sure how many people have joined, but if you can see the screen, you can message me and I'll see it on my cell phone. The top 10 mistakes on digital media platforms. In this particular episode, you will learn the true purpose of digital and social media platforms, learn about the common networking mistakes which are made on the digital media and social media platforms. And as I always say, that the solutions are hidden inside of the problems. You will also find the solutions. And once you find the solutions, they automatically become the best practices that need to be observed on the digital and social media platforms for better networking results. So, if you are interested in utilizing the full potential of digital and social media platforms, then you must take these key takeaways from this episode of Success Energy Show. Now, the top 10 mistakes and the solutions. Number one is not defining your target markets correctly. You know what? A lot of people ask me, social media is like a big ocean. There are so many people. And how do you go about defining your target markets? See, there are several ways. If you are using paid advertising, then it becomes really easy because most of the social media platforms and digital marketing platforms are designed in such a way that you can actually define your target audience using the metrics which are provided by the platform itself. But if you're not into paid advertising, In fact, if you see the yesterday's episode of Success Synergy show, you will see that I was in conversation with Marcus Kauki, who is a hyper growth expert and who was not at all advocating paid advertising. So you must go and watch that episode. It's been done just yesterday. You can catch the replay on my YouTube channel. Now, if you're not doing paid advertising and if you are interested in doing content marketing, the visibility that you create with your content is the prime uh, way of reaching your audience. Now, the fact of the matter here is that you cannot really define your target markets absolutely accurately unless you already have built a community. But if you haven't built a community as yet, then it may not really be possible for you to define your target markets immediately. So all you need to do is something very simple. You can go ahead and keep putting your content out irrespective of the kind of engagement that you get. Meaning to say that if you keep putting the content out consistently, eventually the artificial intelligence, which is inbuilt in the digital media platforms, especially the social media platforms, will pick up on the signals and start putting or placing your content in front of the right audience, which is actually looking for that kind of content. Now, if you are in serious business, then you may not be able to get a lot of likes, which is considered to be something heavy on the social media platforms. But you have to understand that most of the people who send a like or a comment which is actually irrelevant to the content is actually not your target audience. They may make you feel happy for a moment. We are all humans and we are allowed a little bit of digression here and there. But it does not help in the sense that, one moment, let me see the content that I'm. Okay, just one moment. Just sharing properly. I'm doing it for the first time using this platform. Earlier, all the web conferencing platforms I've used, but this is new, so I just need to check it in between. But this is fine. You can do this on a live show also. So what I was saying was when the artificial intelligence inbuilt in the digital media platforms and the social media platforms, especially, starts picking up on the signals and starts giving out your content to the target audience, that's the time that you actually start getting good leads, qualified leads. Because there are people who will keep following you for 2 years, 5 years, and eventually, once a chord is struck with them with your content, they will reach out to you and they will become your qualified lead. And that is extremely important to understand, that you cannot just go behind vanity engagement, the likes, shares, comments. That's not the way to define with your content marketing correctly. Now, the second one is very big, doing random prospecting. See, I have gathered all of these points mainly from my presence on LinkedIn, because that's one social media platform which is very dear to my heart, and I have built a considerable presence over there. Except for my basic presence on other social media platforms, I don't have a very strong presence there. But it's all right, because more or less the system remains the same, the system of networking. Doing random prospecting is something which is extremely irritating to the right kind of audience if you're trying to approach them via the social media platforms. You just It's like you are barging into somebody's private space without even knocking and without even checking out their profiles if they actually match the product or the service you are trying to push across to them. And 99.9% of such irrelevant random prospecting is irritating. And most of the people will block you probably. They will just disregard your future messages. So that's the basic networking mistake that is totally avoidable. So don't do that. And the solution lies there. Now, third one is not personalizing your connection request. I receive a lot of connection requests on LinkedIn, and most of them just stay there. The reason is I don't even know why they are approaching me. I receive, I think, 100 times more requests on Facebook, and I just don't accept them because I don't know those people and I don't even know why they are approaching me. So, if you really want some kind of a business association with somebody, doing this is definitely going to be extremely harmful. So, personalize your connection request. On LinkedIn, there is a button called More, on after which there are three dots. If you click on those, you will see a drop down list on which you can find the option of personalizing your connection request. On Facebook, you can actually send a message to the person and they will receive it. Otherwise, they will get a notification that somebody has sent them a message. And if they are interested in really connecting with you, they have an option of checking it out. So that's the way of reaching out to somebody. It's like a polite knocking on the door before you are allowed in, and that's extremely important. I am building a course on social media etiquette. I'll provide it for free, and I'll link it up later on. So you can come back and check the post. This particular post, it will remain there on Facebook. It will remain there on YouTube, and you can check the link of this course later on if you are interested. Now, another one is you may say, I personalize my request, but still the person hasn't responded or hasn't really accepted my connection request, or even if they accept my connection request, it doesn't go any further than that. The reason is you personalize your connection request with your sales pitch. It's like without even knowing somebody, without asking them if they are interested in your product or service, you are just serving them your product and service. It's like just in yesterday's show we were discussing this, that you just go and tap somebody on the shoulder and say, what is your name? And thereafter, immediately as soon as you get their name, you start blurting out, I'm this, and I'm this, and I sell this. That doesn't work. It is a major digital mistake, social media networking mistake. So this brings us to the next one, which is immediately upon connecting with somebody. Suppose you send a connection request and the person is kind enough to accept. You send a long message which has thank you in it, but after that, it has some 5 or 6 links to your products and services. That thank you message should only be a thank you message and nothing more than that, because so far you don't even know the person. So number 4 and 5 are actually just equal in their level of worst approaches. So both of these mistakes should be avoided. Your sales pitch is something which is reserved for a person who has already built a relationship with you. Now, this is something which I get extremely annoyed at. And the moment I receive this kind of a message, I take an exit without even reading it. And I know that most of the other people with whom I am associated. They are the top notch people. They also don't like this approach at all, wherein you write a message and then you send it out to a number of different people in bulk. It's like you are attaching all of the people, you're putting them together in a small little group, and this is very well done on LinkedIn. You can send direct messages out on LinkedIn without any prior permission to a lot of people. So you just find that 10, 15 people have been grouped together, or even more than that. And then a bulk message is sent out with products and services. Now, the moment I receive any such message, I, as I said, I definitely get annoyed. But I do look into what is there in it, because, and only because, it sounds like a very desperate cry for help. That's all. No other reason. And I make a mental note, and sometimes I also keep a physical note of the people who are doing this kind of thing. And before I just take an exit, I have also seen that a lot of people start networking within that little group. And this is also very prevalent in a WhatsApp group. The moment you create a WhatsApp group, whatever may be the purpose of that WhatsApp group and whatever you may have sent out initially to the people while you are creating the group, the moment they are all put together in like a bunch, some people start networking over there within the little group that is formed. And that's extremely desperate, because this is absolutely similar to point number two, doing random prospecting. Just because there is a group of people doesn't mean all of them are your prospects. They're not. It's just a group of people, and that's all. So without even knowing them, if you start serving them your sales pitches, it's going to be extremely harmful. And it will take a lot of effort, because all of this takes a lot of effort. But the effort does not yield any results. And that's a cause of concern. That's why would anybody make any effort if the result is going to be zero? But that's how it is. People still don't understand this and keep on doing the same thing over and over again. Now, number seven I've listed here is sending your sales pitch in comments on other people's posts. I've seen this happening on different digital media platforms and also on social media platforms. Somebody has written a blog post, and you go there, you put your comment over there, and you send your sales pitch over there. Contact me on this number, email ID, this and that. See, you may not want your privacy, and that's perfectly all right. But if you just barge into somebody's house or office and you start taking their things away, it's not good. I mean, no culture in the world actually promotes that kind of a thing. It's considered bad everywhere. And this is exactly what happens in such a situation. So you are going there on a post which has a lot of engagement, and this I've seen happening on Quora quite a lot. People see that there is a lot of engagement, they put their sales pitch in the comments section. And that's really, really, absolutely one of the biggest networking mistakes that you can actually do. Think that some of the people may be drawn to you via this. Yes, maybe some people are drawn, but are they really qualified leads? And how do you qualify them? So this is also a very big networking mistake, and it takes a lot of effort again and doesn't work. So number six and seven are also related, that you start prospecting and sending your sales pitches to the people who are in a group, who are in a bunch, and just are not your target audience. Or even if they are your target audience, it's somebody else's audience. So barging on somebody's privacy is never a good idea on any of the digital media platforms, especially on social media platforms. See, social media platforms are basically places where you can find a lot of people. That's all. You can get a lot of crowd over there. And most of this crowd needs some direction. So they are good places to find people, but you need to have a personalized, up close and personal relationship. And that happens only in a face to face meeting. So if you are really interested in prospecting, if you're really interested in networking, you contact somebody with a specific request and thereafter take them offline, meaning take them off of that digital media platform or the social media platform and have a face to face meeting with them. Now, when I say offline, I don't mean offline, meaning going to somebody's office or anything, because that's really not the right thing to do, especially in the present day pandemic situations. But I use it in this way because of my reasoning that I've been working for 10 plus years completely online. So having a face-to-face meeting is using different conferencing tools is just like as if we are sitting in the same room for me. So that's a little bit of correction over there. It's not about meeting offline. It's about meeting the person, whether online or if you can manage it offline also maybe, but not in the present day situations. So meeting people online is also a possibility in a face-to-face scenario. Just one-on-one, you can discuss anything. And if you're in consulting space, if you're in a training space, if you are in a selling space, this can be done very well, provided you develop certain networking skills, certain communication skills, and certain web camera facing skills. Using the tools is extremely easy because most of the tools are very, very easy to use. Anybody can, even a small child can use them. But developing good communication skills is extremely important so that you can have a good camera presence. You can have a good online presence. And once you develop that, then automatically number 9 is avoidable because you have a face-to-face meeting, you do all of the things right, and you have a face-to-face meeting with the person you are interested in prospecting, you are interested in qualifying as a lead, and you don't leave a positive memory impact on the person in that face-to-face meeting. That happens all the time. People don't get impressed with each other when they meet them online, and that there are numerous reasons, but that's for another episode. I will cover this in another episode. So not leaving a positive memory impact in a face-to-face meeting, it happens in the online environment also, and it can happen in the offline environment also. I mean, before the pandemic struck us, people used to go and meet each other in their offices. That was the regular way of conducting business. And how many times somebody took an appointment, came to meet you, and you were just not impressed. After they left, you just cancel all of the association with that person, or you just don't pay any attention. Even if you don't cancel the association, you just let the association be there and you don't pay any attention to it. How many times has it happened? The same thing can happen in the online environment also. I don't consider it any different because this has been my mode of working for so many years now. I find it very flexible. I find it very, very comfortable. But a certain bit of uh, upscaling is needed when you are in this environment, when you're talking to a screen, mostly when you don't have anybody in front of you, or when you are actually having somebody in front of you and something goes wrong or some technological glitch happens or something happens, or you are just not comfortable with your own self, so you don't have a good camera presence. So I'm building a course on that also, so check back later. I'll put it again out for free because I want a lot of people to migrate to the online environment and start learning more and more, because this is here to stay. It's so wonderful. I've been doing it for such a long time. So leaving a positive memory impact in a face-to-face meeting is essential for building a qualified lead. And that's what you do on the digital platforms as well, on the social media platforms as well. And this is how your sales funnels are built. These are the first primary steps. It's done everywhere. That's just how any salesperson will tell you, this is how it is. So if you're trying to build a business online, this is how it is. Now, number 10 automatically fuses into the earlier ones, not utilizing virtual working environments efficiently. And I've seen a lot of people trying to uh, get into the online virtual working environments, but taking baby steps, it's very good. You can keep on increasing your skill level, but it is extremely important to utilize the virtual working environments very efficiently. And we have such beautiful, wonderful tools. Today's episode is going live on many different platforms, social media platforms. It's going to be staying there. I'm just fascinated with the technology that is there available to us. So these are the top 10 mistakes to avoid on the digital platforms. If at all you are serious about building your business, and if at all you are interested in taking out those qualified leads that you're looking for amongst the ocean of people that are actually available on the digital platforms. If you're interested, you can follow me on my LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I have presence in all of them, but as I said earlier, LinkedIn is my chosen platform. I just love it because it is a professional space. There is very nominal amount of uh, wrong kind of networking that happens over there. So it's mostly clean and highly professional. So yeah, I feel everybody who is interested in business, building a B2B or B2C business should look at LinkedIn if you still haven't done it. So that's where you can catch me most easily. And you can subscribe to my YouTube channel also if you're interested. There is a Facebook community that I've recently started. It has very few members as of now, but if you want, you can join that also. The link is there in the description of this video. You can send in your request, and it's a closed private community which I'm building now. It is called Success Synergy Social Business Network, S3BN. And you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram also. So this is where we are interested in avoiding the network marketing mistakes. Sorry, networking mistakes. Uh, I have some questions over here. Once, just let me see. Somebody's telling me to call or WhatsApp me. Well, you can find my telephone number, Gaurav. If you are really interested in searching, you can search through Google and you can find my calling number there. So I would prefer you call me instead of me calling you. If you are interested, he's saying, please call me. So if you're interested, do this little bit of hard work. It's not that easy to find me on the digital world. Bhuvan is asking, how can a group be potentially used to build community for a brand? Bhuvan, I believe you're talking about a LinkedIn group or a Facebook group. Well, we will be shortly having a person, I will not disclose his name as of now, but we'll be shortly having a person who has built two multi-million dollar businesses out of two Facebook groups. So just stay tuned in and you will get a lot of information in that episode. It is going to be happening sometime in July. The date is not yet fixed, but just be there. I know you have been a regular in my shows, so that's wonderful. And he's saying, oh, yes, such irrelevant comments really annoy. Yes, of course. Now I have a friend of mine, Hadi. Hi, Hadi. How are you? It's been a long time since we saw each other. Hi Nina, are you using FB live via Zoom? I like the clarity. If not Zoom, what platform to go live on FB? Thank you. Okay. Hadi, if you just want to go live on Facebook, Facebook has its own inbuilt platform which can help you go live. You don't need any extra platforms to go live on Facebook as such. I am presently using a paid version of StreamYard, and this allows me to go live on several different platforms altogether. And that's how I like it. It's just something interesting to me because when I create a piece of content, especially with video content, I will be interested in putting it as far and wide as is possible. So that's your answer. If you have any other question, do put it up and I'll answer it. Bhuvan is asking, man, can you give me some idea about funnel building in the next episode? Or maybe in few subsequent episodes, I will give you a deep clarity about funnel building, definitely, Bhuvan. So just keep watching, be there, and I will tell you more about it. But today's episode is only about this. These will be short episodes, mostly about 30 minutes, because long interview sessions I'm already doing. You have attended many of them, I know that, because you've been a regular. So that's fantastic. And this is the power of the internet. You know, I don't know Bhuvan. He's just a person who is out there who started following me, and he became a part of my Facebook community, which I was talking about. And now we are regularly communicating only through the social media platforms, and that's just phenomenal. We haven't really met each other up until now, but we should do a Zoom meeting. Bhuvan, that reminds me that if we have a face-to-face meeting, I think that would be wonderful. I mean, you've been seeing me, but I need to see you also. So you're talking about Facebook group. Yes, you said Facebook group. Fantastic. I think I've already answered that. And we are already at the top of the hour. So I'll close this down. If there are any more questions, you can just put them in comments and I will get back a little later. All of you stay safe, stay healthy, take lots of good care of yourself, build your business virtually. That's really fantastic. It's a fantastic space to be on. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you around soon. These solo episodes will be generally, I haven't yet decided, but I think they'll be on Thursday or Friday. So you can catch up on these at 7:30 p.m. IST, India Standard Time. All right, bye-bye. Take care.